part 11 of Project 425, the Desmo restoration. I should have this on. I've been wearing it for a bit. I don't really like the feel of it. We're on that home stretch that we've been talking about, and the reason why I'm sat in the Bike World van is we've been off to collect the tyres for the Desmo. Now, you would think a 120 70/17 is an easy to come by tyre. It absolutely is. But the 255/16 rear that comes as standard on the Desmosedici is not an easy tyre to come by. So we've been off to see Bob Collins at FWR, really good friends of ours. If you don't know who Bob is, have a look on Facebook or YouTube, or just look out your window. Chances are he's probably doing a wheelie past on one of his bikes. He's an absolute top man, runs arguably the best tyre dealership on the planet. If you need any tyre of any shape and size, he's the man to go and see. He's hooked us up with a set of rubber for our Desmo. I'm going to go in. I know Dan's been doing a bit of work behind the scenes on the bike. COVID-19 has dictated that he starts to clear through as much of his backlog of work as he can. So we're going to go and jump in, see what he's doing, see if we can get in the way and help, but probably mostly just get in the way. Let's go and take a look. With our mask. Dan the man?
Yes, John.
How are you, mate?
Alright, mate, you?
Yeah, good. Got some tyres.
Look at them.
Hard to find 255/16 rear for a Desmo.
Mate.
What are we saying? What are you up to?
Today, basically, well, Desmo's looking pretty done.
You've done a bit.
Done quite a lot on it now.
I was just saying out there, from chats on the phone to you, Corona, COVID-19 is genuinely getting in the way, and
It is, yeah.
you're pushing some jobs out in case you got shut down.
Just trying to get through it, mate.
So what are we saying about these? We're going to do one each?
Yeah, I mean, they've done barely 1,000 miles, so they're pretty clean.
Yep.
We're not going to go fully to town and take all the seals out and all that kind of stuff.
Just because of the lack of use that they've...
Yeah, you know, I mean,
had.
they're in quite good condition, so we'll just get a toothbrush in there, clean everything up, take the pads out, deglaze them a little bit, and then whack them on.
Is this what you call in the trade a visual inspection or something?
Yeah. I mean, you can see clearly on the pistons, there's no corrosion or anything like that, so...
Just a clean up?
Just a clean up, yeah.
Sweet. Alright, well I'm going to take this stupid coat off and put some gloves on. Maybe put the kettle on as well.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Tiny. And as if by magic, here we are. Just slip the pads out. Like Dan said, these are 1,000 miles old.
Yeah.
You know, we're cleaning age off them, not looking for worn out bits and pieces.
We could replace them, but let's be honest, they don't need replacing, so...
Well, before we get to that, Dan, I'm just going to raise the point of the toothbrushes that we're using and why I don't know what you're trying to say in giving me the
midget hands.
tiny one. Oh, it's about my hands, is it? That's all we're saying?
Yeah, Jeremy Boodle hands.
It does look a bit bigger in this hand though, to be fair. Let's continue.
So all we're going to do basically is just give them a scrub with a toothbrush, bit of WD-40. You can use chemicals and all that kind of stuff, but these Brembo M4 monoblock calipers, actually the seals on them are quite delicate. So using brake cleaner, petrol, it's a big no-no. Swells the seals, gives you sticky calipers. So just a little bit of cleaning fluid. You can just use Ferry Up liquid and a bit of water. Yeah. Same thing, but I like to use a bit of WD.
So what we're not talking about doing here is like a real deep scrub.
No.
You know, you're just giving them a just delicate clean.
Yeah, 1,000 miles, they don't need like a major strip. So.
Okay.
All right.
Where are we going to start then?
Literally, just coat a bit of WD just over them. You ain't got to go mad. Yeah. Just give them a little scrub up with a toothbrush, just all around the pistons to get a bit of brake dust out. And literally just get a rag and just give them a wipe over.
And this is just removing carbon and build up of road dirt, I guess.
Yeah. Again, pretty boring, but you know, they've got to be done.
Yeah.
Brakes are most important, so.
I can remember shooting the stills version of this in magazines 10-15 years ago, and people always trying to make the point that the more time you spend playing with the tiny parts in your bike, the more you understand your bike in general, and you just get a feel for trying to picture where something might be going wrong, or something might have worn out, or
that's why, you know, visual inspections, even just cleaning your bike, give it a polish. You'll notice that bolts are loose and all that kind of stuff, so it's always important to do that.
And handy.
So especially with this virus stuff, you know, it just gets you out in the garage.
We're basically washing the flu out of these brakes, aren't we?
Easy, yeah.
So if I just call the cameraman in to have a look inside the piston there, am I making sure or not to clean inside the piston bit?
Clean everything.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
not worried about anything.
No. This is why we're not using a chemical.
Because it's quite soft.
Yeah, a chemical that's going to swell the pistons. You know, when they assemble these calipers, they use it's almost like a baby oil lotion to put the seals in.
All right, Dan, you freaking pervert. But they do.
You can use red rubber grease, you know, but again, we're not stripping them, so we're just literally giving them a quick clean up. Obviously, you want to make sure that there's no excessive WD-40 in there, because obviously we don't want anything contaminating the pads. So literally give them a right good clean inside and out of the pistons.
But more importantly, in the last 30 seconds, I've heard you say the words baby oil, stripper, and swell.
You're a fucking heaven.
I don't know what kind of show you think this is, mate, but
I've already emptied these calipers of all the old fluid. So what we're going to do is all these copper washers, we'll replace all them with nice shiny new ones when we assemble them back on the bike. Now all we're just basically going to do is just slightly deglaze the pads, just give them a rough rub up.
pad side down.
What are
you laughing at?
I'm trying to stop like talking porn, because it's like, I know you're getting excited. Just give it a rub down basically with a bit of coarse sandpaper, just to take the place off the pad.
And we're wiping the age away there.
Yeah, we're just giving it a wipe down. People will probably say, why are you not putting copper slip on the back of the pad and all that kind of stuff. It didn't
What do you say, Dan?
Well, it didn't come like that from the factory. It's probably not going to do a great deal, if I'm honest. So
Right.
they're going in how they come out of the factory.
Just cleaner.
Just clean, dry. I guess maybe on a commuting bike you could probably, to stop it squealing and all that kind of stuff, literally just put the pads back in it. It just sits in there like that. The pads hold it in.
Okay.
It's just the anti-chutter plate, so it literally just will sit in there like that. And once you put the pads in, it just holds the pads.
Right, I'm good.
Alright. Winning?
No, I'm waiting to see yours.
So they don't have no pins on these calipers, they're literally just held in by the caliper and the spring itself. They're meant to be like for quick release racing pads, but it's a good job there's no fucking.
I was going to say they wouldn't be too happy with me in the pits, would they? Luigi would be going absolutely banjacks at me at the minute. Right, that's not. Oh, I got it.
It's going.
Yeah, yeah.
You're there, mate. You're there. That's it.
Right, you squish that one in. No. Let's stick with it.
You got this. You got to believe, John. Get the back in first.
Yeah, it's in.
It's not.
No, it's
That's
not.
it for me. Come back out of it.
What did you do the summer of coronavirus 2020? Well, I spent half of the lockdown trying to put a fucking brake pad in a caliper. Right, let's go again.
That's it. You got the back in.
Yeah.
So push it that way.
It was it.
This is painful.
Come on.
Man.
Right, that's the back bit in there, isn't it?
That's it. You got it.
And now if I just push down,
Yeah.
that's going to slide in.
Oh, mate. Come here.
Yes, Dan! Yes! Right, we're good.
Fucking hell, well done, mate. That's it. How'd you feel?
I feel like more of a man. I don't know if I didn't think it was possible to feel like more of a man, but here I am.
Well done, mate. Right, that's the front calipers cleaned.
Pads
Pads are in good
side.
nick.
We've had a good look at the pistons. Seals are good.
Mate, they're brand
They're clean.
new. They're brand new.
They're brand new.
Happy days.
Okay.
So now we're going to do the tyres now. So we'll fit the tyres on the rims.
Okay.
And then we'll just basically assemble everything. The bolts are in pretty bad condition, so I just ordered new ones, just because they're all corroded up.
Go on then, what does a set of pucker caliper bolts run to for a Desmosedici?
I can't remember now. I'll have a little look.
Was it crazy Desmo tax like the
no, not really.
gasket set?
No,
no,
I
because
think
this is a bit more generic.
Yeah, generic, yeah. These are basically in the day were the, you know, they were the nuts.
Yeah,
they still are the nuts, to be fair, but
Yeah.
they're run of the mill Brembos now. Probably find a set on eBay for a couple of £100.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so wheels and tyres then.
Let's do it.
Right, as if them brake pads weren't painful enough, I was planning on getting you to give me a lesson on the tyre machine, but I've just remembered that this is a forged Marchesini wheel, and I just have nightmares of putting a tyre lever somewhere it shouldn't. Or
You've had plenty of lessons anyway.
I played on this before,
Yeah.
but never with fancy wheels, and I just don't fancy it. We're so close to the finish line with this bike.
Yeah,
We don't need a blooper reel of me crushing a forged Marchesini wheel.
I'll just crack on and I'll crush it then.
I'll stick the kettle on.
Yeah, cool, man.
You do whatever you're doing.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I might actually put these in a tyre warmer that we use for racing, just because they are so brittle and hard. It just makes life a hell of a lot easier to get the tyre off the rim. Just soften the tyre up.
Where are they, mate?
Just give it
Tell you
10 minutes, boys, on there. Cheers, John.
All right, mate.
Cheers,
But while that's warming up on the rim, I know more than a few people are interested in some of the other stuff that you've got in the workshop. And this being basically funded by us, if anyone deserves a plug for his services, it's this man. Let's have a walk around the workshop. You can show me what you got here.
This is like the kind of normal ins and outs of what I do as my RSV4 race bike.
Yeah, we're supposed to be portraying Dan as a pauper that's like constantly grafting in his workshop, and the first thing he points at is his RSV4 track bike.
Well, you know, we've got a this is a Troy Bayliss Rep 1098R.
And the money on these is just screaming at the minute, isn't it?
Screaming, yeah.
30, 35 grand, I guess.
Easy, yeah. Again, that one's been sat forever.
Yep.
So we'll do a belt change on that, tyres, etc. We've got a Big Bang R1 CBR 600 little RR that I've looked after since it was new. That's got quite a lot of goodies on it.
Yep.
Got another R1 in for a service, full service on that one. Yeah,
It's not all kind of sports bikes, is it? I know you're into dirt scooters as well.
Yeah, we've got KTM over there. Again, we've got 90 grand Iron Horse that we've done custom paint on. So basically the whole bike was silver.
Come and have a look at this paint.
The guy loved it, you know, had all that airbrush
For him.
For him, yeah.
Yeah, I've met that guy as well in the shop. He's a real nice guy.
Yeah, he's a
isn't
cool dude. He's from California. Yeah, you know, he just being next to an Iron Horse, he wanted a horse on the tank.
As you do. Right, you go that way, I'll go this way, and we'll meet in the middle.
Cool.
What about this, Dan? Try and bonnet here, look.
Bonneville Jubilee, that one.
Yeah. So this is the Queen's Jubilee Triumph Bonneville from '77, and I think that cap comes off there so that you can fit the flagpole to take part in the parade,
Or an ashtray.
or an ashtray. That's what that goes. That's what that is. And that's the cool thing about this shop. You know, you've got proper classic clunkers in the corner over here, sports bikes over there. A dyno that you bought, that weighs about 53 tons down there that we'll get to. And then you're into kind of retro sports bike corner. B18 ZX636, 998, early-ish R1, Thunder Race.
Genesis.
And this little beauty, Dan. What are we saying about this?
You like that one, John?
Yeah, this was a track bike that Dan bought that I'm trying to squeeze my way into for a half share on it. It was hundreds of pounds, not thousands. Just a cool retro thing.
Yeah.
That we're toying with the idea at the minute of building a bit of a resto mod with it, and it actually being the next project bike after Desmo. We'll get to that one.
Right, let's do it. I think that's pretty warm. Yeah, that's good. While I'm doing that, John.
Just makes that a bit easier to get off.
Yeah. You know, it just softens up the tyre.
You're about to give me a job then?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Can you put that on the
the
new tyre?
On the new one?
Yeah. said it to John a million times, never go on dry. Never go in dry, should I say. Bit of lube. Obviously make sure your tyre's going on the right way.
Yep.
Cheers, man.
So in the next 5 minutes, this bike's going to be back on the side stand, on its own wheels and tyres, for the first time in how long, Dan? A year?
It's been a while, mate, isn't it? Been a year.
Oh, she's looking good, mate. Yeah. Petrol tank.
Petrol
On.
tank. Petrol.
Well,
Play start.
finally detecting a little bit of nerves there, Dan.
Well, it's an expensive motorbike.
Couple
It's
of
been fully stripped. I am slightly nervous, so, but I'm sure.
a cheeky rattle here and there.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Finally.
It's exciting, huh?
Yeah, it is exciting. Yeah, it's taken a year and a half for you to lose your poker face with this whole job, and I've just seen it. Just had an insight into my mind, seeing your face. It'll be absolutely fine, won't it?
Yeah, man.
Like you said to me before, it's just nuts and bolts, and you know.
Listen, it's got to be done. So let's,
Yeah.
just do it.
How many minutes away from putting that key in there are we?
10 minutes. Well, it depends how long it takes for you to do that front mud guard, doesn't it? So all I'm going to do now is just, like we did in the first video, prime it up, make sure the oil light goes off. Obviously the engine's been in a million bits. See if it turns over.
Yep.
So, fingers crossed though, John. Let's turn the key, see what happens.
Didn't think anything was going to happen then.
So, just hit the button there, John. It won't stop. Cause
This one?
Yeah, we've got no petrol tank on it.
All light's gone off now.
Yeah, do it.
They just keep turning, don't they, until they start.
So, cool, the oil light's gone off now.
So that means it's primed.
Got all pressure. Let's connect the petrol tank up.
Okay. You're allowed to be nervous, Dan.
Yeah, I know, man. Just, Right. Before we do that, just cover these up here quickly.
That's a fucking pretty big flame, Daniel. What's going on there? What are we saying?
Everyone should calm down.
Okay.
Give it a chance,
Yep,
man.
yeah.
So I asked the guys to stop filming last time because we had a little bit of an issue with massive flames coming out the back. It looks pretty cool, but pretty sure it's down to a timing issue. I just basically had a couple of wires around the wrong way. I am human. So now we're back here. I've been messing around with it for the last week. John's not here, unfortunately, due to the isolation. But now we'll just check, see if it starts, see what happens. So now's the moment of truth. Let's have a little look.